Hello, gamers, programmers, watchers. I'm centaurianmudpig. Welcome along to the stream. I'm just gonna set up a couple of things like the tags on YouTube for this. I really need some sort of app which makes live streaming to multiple platforms really easy, because right now it's not simple. That is, having to go and change things, even using the restreams dashboard doesn't make things that easy. So let's see, advanced, are we in advanced? I clicked the advanced button, but it moved because the page hadn't finished loading. Yeah, you're not missing anything so far, but enough about me. We are going to continue on with our launcher. Specifically, we're working on modifying Steam's settings so we can change launch options, and we're making progress on there. Just needs neatening up, sticking in a DLL, which my app then can use. Won't be the best thing for it, and I've never done a DLL before ever, so that might be the first time ever, and I've been programming ages. So cool, yay me. Okay, I think I've sorted this out. No, we are not live streaming Stellaris Commonwealth of Man. See, that's the other thing. Changed so many things. Oh, I hate you, YouTube. I hate you. Okay. Oh, I've already got a watch. No, me. Hello, me. Hi. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Doing some handbraking because I've just watched a replay of Ashes of Singularity from the tournament between Arm Banson and Bradley, and it crashed on me. That sucks. Let's get out of Ashes. So yeah, that was unfortunate. Crashed twice. Buggy replay system. Yeah, I hope they get that fixed. Otherwise, people aren't going to cast. So this is what we're working on, our Steam config setting solution, which our Ashes launcher will use. So the short end of it is read the config file, change the setting, write back the config file. Right. So we need to read in the config file, because what's the point in doing everything? We'll read it and do it there. So here we go. And it's going to be in that. So that's going to be the same. It's going to be that config. Our file name is that. So it's just going to be very specific for local config. Too many quotation marks. And therefore Steam config, and we can change this as it goes, which I'm never going to use it again for anything. So like reusability, I'm not too fussed about at this point. Honestly, let's get rid of this breakpoint. So read that, we get our config data. In fact, not much point making that global anymore. It sits here. Read in, and then we'll do our stuff if it's not, and therefore then we're going to save the changes using Stream Writer. Equals a new Stream Writer, and it's our Steam config location. sw.write. Oh, right to end, we have to read it all. what's the best way? Right line? Maybe. Let's try it then, shall we? Let's just do it. Right line. Not doing any asynchronous operations, we don't need to. And this is the new config data that we are writing back. And it's assuming if new config data not equal null, or new config data dot length is we're actually writing something back. Yeah. Really? Fine. Be like that. Okay. This should be more be an and, makes it a bit more obvious, because if it's null, then that condition will never be true anyway. No, we'll save that. Right line. Let's see if there's anything we need to particularly be aware of. Lines, it's just multiple lines. System file writes all lines. Write all lines creates a file, writes a collection of strings to the file, and then closes the file. String text. Write all text creates a file, writes a specified string to the file, then closes the file. That looks like a good option. No, we could do it that way. So I think write all text would be the best option. And look at that, we'll just get rid of that. Write all. What? Oh, it's file, isn't it? File dot write all lines. Or is it text? Text, isn't it? All text, our config, Steam config, and our new config data. And that will write everything in there. So write back those changes. Right to back. Right. So that is okay. That will work. I don't want to test it just yet, because first of all, I want to back up my settings file before I screw everything up. Always make a backup in case things don't go as planned. So it's in here, we're going to our Steam location, and then where was it? So we've got the path up here, user data. That's our user, and then it's local. No, it's config, and then we'll just copy and paste that. So that's a copy in case we need to restore it. And maybe I'll get my app to make a backup in case things go wrong. And wipe someone's Steam settings out and they're like, what's happened to all my settings? And I'll be like, I don't know. What did you do wrong? Yes. So we've handled the part where we've checked our file. We found that there are launch options, and we basically scrub out any line options in there and replace them with our new line options. Okay. Yeah, so that's fine. And now what we want to do is handle that there are no line options in there. And well, literally we need to find, we've got the line end. We need to find the closing parenthesis, which is that. So first of all, oh, hello Lexon. We want to go and remove from launch options our no launcher, because now when we run this it won't go inside this block because there are no launch options. Build errors. Steam helper file does not contain definition for get config data. Of course it doesn't. I've just deleted it. It's redundant. We no longer need to call it. And there we go. So this should be okay. Launch options 136259. Oh, it seems to think there is a launch options. Really? Why would you think that? Okay, we'll have to have a look. Have a peek. And our program, we need the app number. Go find it. Okay, so launch options stays in there. It doesn't delete the launch options. Yeah. Okay, now we can test that then. It's good to know that is the case because we made a presumption, so it's still going to come into our code. So we find our line end, and our line end is 36276 59 36259 36259 plus 17, 36276. So it's exactly the same. Is it going to do anything, or is it going to crash? So this says what? 36276. 36276 minus 36259 minus 36259 and then remove that, which will give us 0. Yeah, so how will this handle that? Okay, it reckons it's done it. We need to check and see what it did. We can do that by not in Notepad, but doing let's just do new file, text file, and then we can see it in all its glorious formatting. Get that. Find it within the current document. Right, so that's fine. We've still got our 2 tabs. Has it actually done anything? No, that's what it will return. So literally our command here was redundant because it's all 0. We could maybe change in case something goes wrong, put a check in there. What would that check be? It would literally be these 3 is greater than 0. Then we would do it. So let's just continue because it's going to write the file. And we'll see if that wrote the file okay. We'll come back to them in a moment. So if these is greater than 0, then we'll do that. And that will just be a check, just in case maybe somehow it goes negative, in which then the remove command would probably flag an error, or throw an error, should I say. So the question is, well, our local config file looks the same, and it is the same. And as best as we can tell, let's just undo. Oh no, you want undo? Oh, fine, whatever. We'll have a look at this copy. Oh, we'll just oh, it does stick a line return in there anyway. So that's just how it is. So there'll always be a blank line at the end. That's fine. We know we're not breaking anything. It seems extremely similar. File size is the same, so I could check, go more in depth. 564.926. 564.915. 565.248. 565.248. So the size on disk is the same, and the actual size is slightly different. See, I don't know too much about formats of text files, so it could be nothing, but equally it could be something that we do not know. So let's just check that all the lines are there. 9564. We've got that there. We've got, yeah. No, I'm going to save that. So, okay, seems fine. If we restart Steam, that could be our little check just to make sure Steam is happy, but obviously we need to not close the window, but actually exit Steam, restart Steam, and see what Steam does. Whether it makes any changes to that file as well. Well, load it up there. The file seems to remain intact. Yeah, so it's not seemed to have done anything there. Gee, anything in there? Okay, good. So that should be fine. That should be fine. That should be fine. Until it's not. Keep going. So that works. So now it will work if we've got launch options and there's something in the launch options text. The launch options there, and there is no stuff in the launch options text. What we want to do is then remove it. We want to remove launch options line completely and entirely. Oops. From our text file. That's our copy, we don't need that. That's the one. And again, alright, no, fire up. Right. So there it is. Yeah, I'm too great with this. Let's just try and tell you what, file, open the file within here and we'll edit it within here. At least I know that it's going to be as close to as what it should be as is, you know, because this will retain all its formatting. It's got all its tabs in it. It's a better option. So we delete that line and then save it. So that's pretty much it. And then try and mess around in Notepad. Okay. So now when we run it, this will no longer go into that block and it should go in here. So launch object, yeah, -1. Great. And then this will be say config data is null, so we're not writing anything back. Yeah. Okay, simple. So we now want to decide what do we want to do. Now let's just open that file again. And so really we want to look out. So we're inside the block. We want to insert a line from that point, put our tabbings in, and then go launch, options, and then we've got our voila, our launch options. That is effectively what we want to do programmatically. And that should be simple enough. We'll close that, we don't want to save it because we've got our end index. So we now know that's where our index is. We want to put a new line in there. However, it's not quite where we want it. We've got all those tabs in the way, which is yeah. We could do that. So my problem is there's a bunch of tabs there. How many were there? I need to see that specific amount of code yet again. Let's think about it. So we open our file. go search for our thing. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs. So we actually want to go there and do the insert. Alternatively, we do that, but this is Visual Studio and it's put the tabs in as for us. So we put the new line in it, but then our tab is here, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we go here and we say add a spare tab. See, that's the other way. But what I want to do is go backwards and say go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, new line found. Therefore, take all those tabs, because who knows? Really, I really do not want to be messing with the structure of this and presuming that there's always 5 tabs there. I mean, it seems pretty obvious that's what it is given the layout of everything else. But I could break something that I do not know. I'm playing with things that I have no understanding of, full understanding or comprehension of. So, playing it safe. We want to go and find tabs backwards. So, we are going to be at the end of the index. That's our index. Go backwards. So we want to start at end index, move backwards. Is this a T? Is that a tab? And then if yes, like 1, 2, 3, go to 2. So we keep on doing it. No. Then insert new line for tab in counted from 2 and 3. 5 insert launch options. Yeah. Okay. So for int I is equal to, actually no, it's not going to be that. While int Yoshi, could you just read the whole file and insert a string and use the string insert at the index you already have there? I could do, but there's no tabbing. That's the thing. We need to insert at the right place. See, I don't know where you came in at. This is our condition that we've got. So I do not know what's going to be in here. There could be last played, or there might not be last played. Well, there will be last played if the player has played the game that will be there. But then we've got badge data, and that may or may not be there. I do not know, and there might be something else in there like this or whatever else. So the bunch of options. So all I'm trying to do is to insert here. Now the problem is if I do an insert there, I'm worried about the tabbing. I don't know how many tabs are. I mean, I could probably get away with it if I wanted to be lazy and just literally do, right, okay, there we are, insert a tab, but then that's what happens. That's what the file would be like. I don't know if tabbing matters with Steam. It might not. Who knows? But I don't want to I don't want to break the file basically. So I want to keep the same. So that would be the insert. I would then put all my tabs in, but then I would also tab in and stick my launch options in there. So that's basically what that's what I'm doing in that situation. I mean, the other one is what I've already done is in the situation where launch options already exists. So that's the first one I've considered. So launch options exist and there is or there is not something in there. It doesn't matter. This is the next case where launch options doesn't exist because the user hasn't put a launch option in before. So launch options will only appear if the user has put a launch option in themselves. If they've not, it's not there. So it's complicated. So that's what I'm handling. That's what I'm trying to handle. I'm trying to handle it neatly and try and maintain the formatting and the layout that Steam already creates. Glad it was useful because I'm not sure if it was. Right, so let's carry on with this. Can I do that? So int I equals, I'm going to try and do something clever like this does here, but I don't know if I can. Int I equals, no, I'm not. Why would I do that? Let's just keep it simple. Int I equals our end index. Our index being that parenthesis. So we're here. We're literally on that position. We then so bool done equals false. We're not done. So while I'm not done, then end index minus equals 2. So reduce end index by 2. So we'll move 2 spaces back within our string. So literally within here. Can we see launch options? So let's say there we go. That'll do. We go. Yeah, can't do it in here. It shows all the tabbing unless we can do format. No, it's not clever. But we're looking behind the scenes of what we see here. When it jumps that big gap, that is literally, we've just traversed that thing in the background. That's a character hidden behind the scenes that then Notepad literally says, oh, that's a tab. So we're going to traverse that. So that's why we're going back -2. So if our config nope, we'll close that. Steam's obviously doing stuff behind the scenes with that, which might be a problem. If our config data dot. It's not going to be contains, is it? I actually want to say if it contains this value. I mean, we could literally say end index equals that and config. But to string, I guess you have to be. Insert. There you go. Stop your complaining. Turn it into a literal string config. Data end index plus 1 is equal to string. Then that's a tab, but it's a bit of a mouthful. I'm sure there's got to be a command what says, go look at this position and tell me if the string matches. So config data.match. String dot match config data dot contains, which is, I'm sure we've used a command. Forward slash or backslash won't work because it's a placeholder. You need to use, yeah, I can also do that. That's the same as that. So different ways. So if you've got a large string, let's say you've copied and pasted your path from here, then I would use literal. But yeah, you're right. You're more on the ball than I am today. But I've never messed too much with string literals. So while it's not new, it's old, and it's old to the point that I've forgotten. So hey. So there's got to be. So we've got the remove. So config dot. Let's have a look. What commands are there? Clone concat contains. Turns value indicating whether it's in there. No, that's not what we want. Deep minds, no. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. It's just try to get my head around this very simple problem. So it's like, it is simple, but determines whether a string, right, okay, ends with. That's not quite what we want, because that's literally is at the end of the string. It's a simple problem, but it's knowing, first of all, is there an existing method that I can use? I'm not making things more complicated than they need to be. Is it easy to understand if someone else read it? Because I want to focus on keeping this simple. I want to make sure that people could potentially expand upon it, and that the code isn't spaghetti, really. Let's see. First default, get enumerate, get groups, index of, insert is normalized, join last index of, reports the zero-based index position of the last occurrence node, length, max, min of type, last index of any, order by descending pad left, print, right, remove, replace. Split starts with determines whether the beginning of the string matches substring. What? Oh, how did I forget about substring? Oh wow. So this is what we want. Retrieves a substring from in this instance. That's what I wanted. So literally end index. And what we're looking for, 2. So it's a length of 2, and it's like equal to a string literal T. Yeah. So you look. So it's simplified that oh so much. Check for tabs, and then we'll have int num of tabs equals 0. And then do we need to do this? It doesn't need to be in a block. Num of tabs plus plus. So increment that we've got a tab, and this is how many tabs we have found. Now, if we don't, else done equals false, because then we're done. We've got all our tabs from there. Now, why am I decrementing end index? I could decrement end index, but then it will no longer be pointing to that parameter, and it's not what we wanted. That's why we created this entirely new variable. Let's rename it to something more useful like pos, rather than just the unhelpful x, y, z, I. So better position, number of tabs, not done. Decrement by 2 tabs. Backwards counting for tabs. Check for tabs. Count tabs found. So far back. No more tabs found, because we've hit a new line or something else, which would be something like that. Yeah. So literally it would be, these are the tabs we're counting down, so count down, count down, count down, count down. We've found a new line, and therefore we're done. Freebie. True. Well, now got to this point. we're at a new line. So we're like there. So then plus equals 2. So we move back forward to do. I don't even need to do that. Yes, just in case that is not a new line. I'd expect it would be a new line. But again, we're not sure. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to say, so first of all, new config data equals config data. There. Let's make it a bit. Let's just do this. We're not playing around with config data. We are playing around with config data. Equals config data. And then we want to replace all these. In more instances. So we're playing with new config data. Yeah. So we're only ever playing with why am I doing that? I don't need to do that. I really don't need to do that at all. We just play with the same config data file. Think before you type. I've merged everything into the same function, so you know I do not admit to being an expert programmer. Right. That is fine. We've got everything. We're not modifying anything to this point, and then we do that. So now we want to say config data.insert new line. Oh no, insert where? Insert at pos. There you go. So that will then put our new line in it. And then we want to repeat. Best way to repeat a character. There we go. New string, and then the number of things. So we put a new line in. And then we're at the same place, because that is then oops. Just open the file then, just make it a bit obvious to know where we are at. Nope. Open the file, I said. So we got here, we found our tabs, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're now here, we put in a new line, so we are here. So then we want to put in our 6 tabs. Insert. And then same place. And then new string. Tab is me, and then that is number of tabs. Whoops. +1. Really? We have Alright. So when to use a single or double quotation marks or string literal. It is a char. Single quotation marks represents a char. Double quotation marks represents a string. So really, should we be saying no because you want a string? Whatever. Okay. So that was a new line, Daniel. To retain the formatting. So then we are here. Then we just need to string concat or concatenate everything in there. So we got that. We want to put in our launch options, and then we know we require 2 tabs, and then what is it? Our setting value. insert the launch options. Retaining the formatting. Now I don't know why I'm for the setting. This is not called that. That is setting key. So there we go. So, give me a moment. I just want to see what TikTok requires. Oh God, you can still see me. Alright. Donation alert. Oh wow, thanks. Yeah. I'm totally new, never expected any sort of subscriber or donation alerts at all. If you know where I can get them, because literally I just don't know. Streaming is new to me in the fact that I've really not done it very often. It's literally within the last 2 weeks where I've even started streaming programming into where I used to just ad hocly streamed games, which much appreciated. But if you can tell me where I can find these apps to do that, I'm more than happy to put the effort in to get it in the stream. That's cool. Oh, it's flashing again. What's going on? Yeah. Draginal thinks it does. And also tell me how you did donations, because again, I didn't think I had any donations switched on at all, other than if you are viewing on something else. Gaming for Good. There's like a donation feature there which I put on for people to donate to yeah, charity. So yeah, so it's all new to me. I just no idea what I'm doing. But like Tippy Stream or Stream Labs, like common provider of streaming features. Cool. Let me just copy that and stick that somewhere safe, and I will definitely be checking that out and seeing what I could do. Oh yeah, where did you donate from? Just out of curiosity, because I'm not a partner on Twitch, and as far as I know, you have to be a partner before people can actually do that sort of thing. And I'm assuming you're not on YouTube, and YouTube is similar, isn't it? I don't know. I'm just showing how stupid I am. PayPal. All right. So you stream. You're on Gaming for Good, yeah? Is that right? Is that right? It must be right. I don't even know where that. Nope. But yeah, seriously, I appreciate the donation. That is, you've come across it, right? So I've got some investigation to do, and I'll figure it out, and I'll sort it out, and I'll get a donation alert going. Because it's cool. It's literally my first £2 I've earned through my 7 years of YouTube and my ad hoc streaming. I'm beaming. Anyway, let's carry on. Thank you very much, Yossi, for donating, and also thank you for actually donating to charity as well. That's appreciated. Right. So before I went off on a wild tangent and got confused and whatnot, we think we are done. We think we've done it. We think we can enter in the set and key and the value, and that it will spit out what we want. So I'm going to stick a breakpoint here, because we can check the file before we write it and save us from restoring backups. Excuse me. Every time we do something. And maybe I should have stuck a breakpoint up here because it's too late. Okay, it did it. What did it do? Text visualizer. Copy, close text visualizer. Let's get a new file open just so we can see it in the correct format. Let's search for ashes. Oh! Ooh! What's it done? Oh, it's deleted the other line. Yeah, very bad. It's not a career. Okay, Yoshi. Well, thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. Thanks for donating. Hopefully catch you next time. Have a good day. So I'm going to assume that was... Yeah, that's going to be... If we open the file, we've deleted the number of another app. The 379720. Yeah. Okay, so we'll stop that. And we won't use that. No. Oh, cancel. We can actually just keep that text file open. Or just not keep opening a new text file. So we're managing to literally wipe something out rather than inserting. But the tabbing seems to be fine. So we'll get to this point here. Just give us a moment. I need to take a quick short break. And literally no more than 5 minutes. No more than 5 minutes. Okay. How's Handbrake doing? Is he finished? Oh, I need to add the other video. I forgot to queue it up. That'll be the shorter video, so that won't be a problem. I don't know why I wear these headphones. I'm not playing any music. I've got my iPod. Some music. I had it on from earlier when I was doing some recording. I carried on wearing them for no reason. Okay. Right. So we've got. Let's run it again. Let's just have that in there. So this will hit the line break. Or not. Why did it hit the line break? Somehow launch options now appeared. Messed us up. Probably. But it works. So what happened before? Because 37920 was the one below it, weren't it? Are we just like losing the plot? Or is it just somehow crazily worked, fix itself? Yeah, that was that. Just paste it in there. Switch for the same thing. Okay, it might not be calling the. It's not calling the code we wanted it to call, is it? Yeah, that's what it is. All right, that's how it should be. So now when we run it, it will hit the breakpoint. Apart from there's now problems. Pauses -1. Wow, it skipped all of it. Alright, let's start again up here. So it just literally looped all the way back through the file. Pause. Oh, let's make life easier for us. String sub equals this. Let's see exactly what. Sub. Let's count this 2. All right. So we're learning new stuff now. It's literally moving character char by char. If config data is equal to We don't need substring anymore. What will it be? Equals /t. If that is going to complain or not. Right, so that's how it needs to be. So can we insert a char? Inserting certain value, inserting string, inserting text, inserting a char in a string. So this is a string builder. Inserting a char. I've got the insert to string. There we go. I guess that is having to be that. So literally, that's our char. And we want to convert it to string because the insert function requires a string. So that'll get our new line tab in it, but in it as a char rather than a string, because then it'll just be literally /n displayed in the text, of course. Why would it be anything different? And again, that's fine. I should hope. Let's check it out now and we'll just see. All right. Well, that's a pointless thing. So we've got a 1 tab, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. It's now done. Oh. Huh. Oh, right. Of course. Of course, get rid of that. So it's never going to get the else because it's going if, else, and that them two are together. So of course it'll never get out of the loop. It's a recursive infinite loop. That's why you don't leave redundant code in there. Right. Let's just hit the end of that and see what happens. 5. No? Oh, come on, Dan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Now we got out of it. So our number of tabs is 5. We're saying go back 1 position because we're probably sticking over a tab at a new line. So we do that. We insert and we insert the rest of our stuff, and now our config data looks like what? Let's open a text file and we shall find out. And we have nothing. Because we're not returning it. Oh, today's not a good day for me. Really not. That is what we required. Literally, insert returns a string of what we want. It doesn't add it into config data. It just gets the existing data, inserts the new data, and then spits out the new string. And then we get config data. So let's just stick a breakpoint there. We'll run that. Up to there. Now we can have a look at config data. It doesn't matter which variable, instance, all the same. It's where we've called it to in the breakpoint. Oops, going to paste that. There we go. That's looking okay. But we still. Not quite what it needs to be, but it's nearly there. I need to break this down a bit and see what it's doing. But yeah, we have forgotten the quotation marks around. Okay. Why are you complaining? Expected. Expected for the insert. Yeah, of course. Of course, we didn't put one on the end. Makes sense. Right. I'm going to set the breakpoint here because we want to see what it's doing at that point. But it's not going to do anything because it's already in the file. So let's remove launch options, save it, and run it again. But we know it didn't change anything, that's interesting. So, what have you done at this point? Nothing there. Add a new line into a string. All right, we could actually say system environment new line. Dot environment dot new line. Don't need the system word. Environment dot tab. No. All right. So on repeat random. That's fine. Rid of that. Run it again. So this will put our new line in there, and we should now see a new line break. That is probably what the problem was. I'd guess. Oops, went right past it again. No. Not putting a new line in there, is it? Let's just check. So 9563. Yeah, it's not put a new line in there. Have we done the same thing again? We did, didn't we? Simple things. We already figured out we did the same problem with the insert there. We just did it above. So I'm sure the other one would have worked. There we go. We've got our new line in there. We can see it. And we've got our line there. So back to our program. Just get that part, and we'll just check the text yet again and confirm it's now all hunky-dory. I would expect it to be. Yeah, there we go. That looks perfectly fine. We've got our two tabs there. We've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tabs there, and our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs there. So well done. Well done us. Thank you, Jesus, for making me not as stupid as I feel. Right. So the only instance we really need to look out for now is the fact that the player has never run Ashes as a Singularity before, and he's going to use our launcher to run it for the first time. So you know what? We'll get Steam to handle that. So if start index is equal to -1, return false. Turn true. Maybe we need another. I really hate it when I've got more than one return, well, more than 2 returns for a bool. ID does not exist. Needs to be played from Steam the first time. Well, it's not plain. It's literally saying, sorry, I cannot add any parameters because you need to run the game at least once. I mean, we could potentially handle it, but we've got 2 things in here. So we've got this, which belongs to app tickets. What's an app ticket? I mean, if it exists in here, does it create an app ticket? If not, I mean, I don't know. So we'll just say, in order to use launch options, you literally need to run the game at least once in Steam. Read the whole config data. Did we pull any data? If so many comments. Usually I cover a lot more before I comment, but I guess I'm commenting more for streaming. So you guys got an idea of what we're doing. I mean, this checks redundant because we've already got data. You know, we've already got config data, whether or not we've modified anything or not. We'll handle in the 2 cases that we have. Okay, so just had a thought about what TikTok was asking. So, okay. Well, this will work for us. So let's see, let's just do this then. Oh. Let me just literally just delete all the text in here. Can I reload? No. No reload option. Recent files, that'd be useful, wouldn't it? Right, I'm going to remove this. Cut. And save, he says. We've got our backup file, it'll be fine. And then we're going to run again. But we're going to make sure it does what we expect it to do, which is to return -1. There it goes. And to exit the app, returning false. So. Let's put it back in. There we go. Right. Sorted. C# creating DLL. Create a DLL, now project class library. Enter your code into the class file that was created for you, then pick the build solution from the debug menu. DLL files cannot be run just like normal. So you need to make a class library and not a console application, which it is a console application. Reference in your Windows project, right click your console application, change the output to class library. Cool. That's simple. And then let's do that now, shall we? No, let's not. Let's just exit out of there and let's just back it up just in case we make a mistake. What do we call it? There we go. So to archive, give it today's date. I really need to create a batch file for all this. I'm just too lazy. Console application properties. Create a DLL. So right click, properties, class library. Then that's it, is it? It's as simple as that. I don't think so. What was the original question? I had created a project which is a console application. I need to call this project DLL C# creating a simple DLL tutorial. All right. Oh wow, it's old. Shall we just delete program? No, might as well get rid of the breakpoint. And Rename. Steam config. App config. What is it really? What is the file? Steam local config. And then rename. Can we rename the project? That's the solution. We'll rename the project. Steam config helper. Okay. Set it to release. We haven't got any try catch blocks in there, but build. Okay. So not like an easy way of like just opening our output folder. No. So, right click your project, select open folder. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. Near the B. And there it is. The DLL file. When did we last back up? Oh, I just launched it. Ages ago. I think what we've done is added some icons in there, to be honest. I don't know when we last did that. I think it was yesterday, but 2018 0103. Stick it there. I'll stick that in there as well. Let's see. I might get to reference the DLL. So we'll close the solution and we'll open our launcher. I'm sure I'll just reference it on launch. I mean, we already created this helper program here, but that's redundant. So let's get rid of that. To main. Now we need to reference. So add a reference. Browse. And we want to go to where our project was for our Steam config settings, our release version, and that. Okay. So are we doing using Steam? Or is it's already in as a DLL? So Steam. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Encode, building, add reference, done that. Did that. Just confirm that Steam config helper is there. So we just have to use the using Steam config helper. Oh, an assembly reference. Custom to a C# project. Let's say add DLL and it's C#. Tell me why. Right. As you can see on the right side of your screen, the reference is broken. My reference does not appear broken. So make sure it's not a stupid spelling. No. Is it copy local? Is it because we just need to run it once, get it copied? I didn't need to run it, but literally just build it using Steam config helper. An object browser. Let's remove it then. So we just drag and drop it in there, and is that going to work? So I've had a shortcut to it. Well, let's just check first. It's there. Okay. Ooh. Oh, it's just literally got added there. Just wait. Yes. So add a connected, add a service. What's a connected reference? Nope. It's a service reference. Nope. Cancel. Cancel. Save. Whatever. Close that. So let's just go back. Release. Just make a copy of that. Go back to our other location. So we just like add a folder. Oh, connected services, you can delete that. New folder, DLLs. Just paste that in there. Okay. And a reference. I'm going to browse. DLLs, use that. So that is now in our correct folder. Just like that. And still, show potential fixes. Remove the unnecessary namespace. It's not unnecessary, I want to use it. So, work on the project references folder, add reference, select it, yes. On the right hand column in your solution, you see the next reference site is marked as warning. Well, it can find it. Let's track this. Use references, right click, add reference. When you do this, added reference using error. I got a piece of, oh, this is old. Calling a C# DLL. Line DLL, trying to wrap objects in a DLL using my program. Okay. Add the DLL via Solution Explorer, References, and browse to DL, and it should be available. What type is it? .NET. Then here is an example from the answer of unmanaged C++. Well, it's not unmanaged. You need to load the DLL into your application at runtime. That's the dynamic part of DLL. You need the header file that defines what functions are, so the compiler knows what function. My knowledge here is based on C++. Not good. It seems like this should be a simple thing, but it's not. Let's just build again. Using Steam, no. Using Ashes Launcher, Microsoft System. Oh, this is Ashes Launcher. Alright, let's just close the solution. Look at our Steam config settings. What is the namespace? Properties. Class library. Build. Well, I don't know what else I would need to do. I guess I might just have to end the stream and then we'll continue on as soon as I figure out how to do it, and then we'll just have to take it from there, really. This is called Steam config settings. Was it broken because we just got different names on there? I don't know. Let's build it. Solution. The new DLL. Replace And then add reference, browse, using that, click OK. Indicates whether the types defined will be embedded into the target assembly. Comma delimited lists place to this. Well, I'm using no. Still not there. C#, not C++. Alright, that's a really old one. So, class library. Oh, we didn't do that, but namespace string library class. So that's just class library. Just, build it. Next step. Unit test project. What is it? The test to a unit test, just testing it. Okay. So add reference, add that in there, adding them running. So that's just a test. So maybe that's what we should try and do and create a test. And then we've got test class, test method. So right, test starts with upper word. Words is a string, which words results word starts with upper. Is that what this did? String library. Yeah, utility libraries, library tests. Test starts with upper. Don't know how we managed to do that, but hey. But yeah, something's stopping us from doing what we need to do. And I don't know. It should literally just be using Steam config helper. Bing. depends on other assembly references. Well, you can even use a using statement. Yeah. So check to make sure that your project isn't set up to use the .NET 4 client profile. You can change this by right-clicking Projects, Properties, Application, Target Framework. This is a problem in Visual Studio. It even goes so far as to call it a bug. Automapper requires assemblies that are included from the .NET Framework 4 client profile. Since your project is using that version of the framework, it breaks. A similar error will propagate to the build processes when the .NET Framework version for the project you are referencing is higher than the project making the reference, i.e. project targeting 4.5 that references a project targeting 4.5.1, get the same error. There needs to be a better error message when this happens because there's no rational explanations why it should not build as the error message tell you the reference and assembly you have clearly referenced. Clear as mud. It's enough screw whoever just joined to chat stream. So application properties, application target framework. Well, it's not a client profile. Does it need to be a client for? Isn't set up to use. So just even add the connect reference. I changed the target from to add my references to make it compile. Seems to be an issue. Being recognized. The problem was related to the extension of the path where the project reference was located. I'm not working as SVN. The DLL was higher than the .NET framework. So maybe the case is to use a lower. So we're using 4.6.1 for the launcher. Just save that. Close the solution and we'll check our other. That's using 4.6.1. We'll just say use 4. Yes, save, reopen. We're not doing anything, are we? Let's just build the solution. Okay. So why have we got system.net DLL? So I just remove these references. All we got is system and system IO. Alright, so that builds. I'll copy that again. Paste it in there, replace the file. And then go back to that solution. Just delete that, remove it, and then add. Just make sure. Use this one in that location. Okay. No. Crumbs. Okay. We reached an impasse. We managed to create a DLL, but might have created it incorrectly in some way because we cannot use a using statement to reference it. However, forget that. We managed to create some code that will allow us to put in our launch option and covers the instance that the user has never put a launcher in or has previously used a launcher option. However, it will not do anything if Ashes of Singularity or our app, should we say, has never been run before. We'll handle that within our application and let the user know that they need to run it at least once before attempting to add in some parameters. Because Steam will be doing things and it might do things differently than us. So we'll leave it at that. Okay, so thanks for watching. Big thanks to Yoshi for coming along, commenting, and donations. It's great. Stay tuned. I expect tonight that I will again be streaming some more Stellaris. I learned that I need to be more aggressive with the Commonwealth of Man, because that's who they are. They're supposed to be aggressive. So, and I was sitting around waiting, and then other factions started popping up and hating us. So literally we just need to conquer every single faction as quick as we can before other factions appear. So that will be the game plan. The same views of that will be in around 3 hours-ish. Until next time, Centaurianmudpig saying bye for now.